So hello everyone, this is Shali Chaudhary, and in this session we'll talk about the architecture of Flutter application. So there we'll talk about the widgets and the layers of Flutter. So what is the concept of widget actually? As I guess I have already told you in the last sessions also that a application which you are running in Flutter, any application, like if you have created a restaurant application, that particular restaurant application is itself is a widget. So the core concept of the Flutter framework is in Flutter. Everything is a widget. Widgets are basically user interface components used to create the user interface to the application. What it is talking about, that widget is the user interface, what we see. It's not the logic but the user interface, what we see, the UI part. In Flutter, the application is itself a widget, itself the application is a widget. If you make a application like calculator, if you have made, so that particular calculator application is itself a widget. The application is a top level widget and its UI is built using one or more children widgets. It is talking about that application is a top level widget, that you are saying that this calculator is a widget, and the UI part, you are adding buttons in it, you are adding text field in it. So that is the components of the UI. So that is built using one or more children widgets, right? Which again built using its children widgets. This composability features help us to create a user interface of any complexity, and because of this composability feature, we can create a user interface of any complexity because of this hierarchical composition. We can make any complexive app in Flutter. For example, as you can see, we have an hello world application. So how we can describe the hierarchy of widgets in that? So as I have told you, if you have created a my app in your Flutter, the project is called by my app. So that is the top level or a root widget. Under that you can have a material app widget, and under that you could call a home screen or home page. So that is the next level widget, and in that home screen or home page, you could call you can create that home screen or home page by scaffold. Under that you have app bars, center, and app bars is the app as the top level bar you have in your app. I'll show you that also. So that is a top level widget. And then center, body, if you'll create a body, so the center is a widget you can use in that, and in center you can text into the app. So I'll show you the hierarchy using the application. So for example, okay, this is the application. We'll talk here about the we could learn it by main .dart file only. So whenever we run the application, the first thing that is called is main.dart, and in that we have a class my app. So this my app is the root level widget. You can see this my app is a root level widget. Under that we are using, see, we are using a function widget build, and we are returning a widget material app here. So that was the second hierarchy, as you have seen. See, material app is the second hierarchy. and then main home page or home screen. So here we are in the home, we are calling home screen as a child. So this is a widget. In the home screen class, what we are using, see, in the build function we are returning a scaffold, and under the scaffold we have app bars, and in the body we are using a scroll view. We could also use text center, anything we are using container. So this is the hierarchy. You guys have, I guess you guys have already you all guys have understood what we are talking about. This is the hierarchy. The main app, the my app, then what we are returning in my app, material app. Under that, what we are using it as a child home screen. What is in the home screen? What we are returning in the home screen? Scaffold. We are using a scaffold widget here as a main widget. Okay. Under that we have uh, numbers of widget like app bar for app bar, and for body we have scroll child, scroll view. So here this scroll child, scroll view will comes under this center. So that's up to us now how we want to make the app. And this text we have container here, I guess. See, in body we are using is single child scroll view, and under that we are using container. So this was all about the hierarchy. I hope you all understood that. So now what we have noted from the we have from the hierarchy, my app is a user created widget, and it is built using the Flutter native widget material app. Okay, this is Flutter native widget we are using there as a material app, and my app was the user created widget. We have created that widget. Material has a home property to specify the user interface to the home page, which is again a user created widget. Which is again a user created widget. My home has been created by us only. We could also change the name to any, since we are using here, we are using here home screen. So I could change the name to home page also. See, I'll need to do some changes there, like home page is there. What I need to do is I'll need to change its name. So it's all user widget, user defined widget. All done. See, we have changed the name of the widget. It's a user defined widget, but material app is a UI widget of the Flutter. Then yeah, home page is built using another Flutter native widget, scaffold. We can't change the name of scaffold here. Scaffold is a inbuilt Flutter widget, native widget of Flutter. So here we are using it in the, yes, in the build function we are making the whole home page using scaffold. So it's a native widget of Flutter. Got it? It's all like that. We have functions in C++. There are some functions which we create by ourselves, and which we define by ourselves. So this whole widget we have defined, and this is the native widget. Got it? So the inbuilt function we have, like square root function, on those we have in the sort function also we have, and numerous functions we have in the C++. So it's all like that. So I hope you all guys have understood this, that there are two types of widget, user widgets and user defined widgets, and Flutter native widgets. So that was all about that. Now we'll move to next. Yes. And what we have concluded next, scaffold has two properties, body and app bar. Body is used to specify its main user interface, and app bar is used to specify this error. As I have already told you that app bar is the one which you see um, uh, uh, in the above of the uh, application. I could run the application. I could show you that. I'm running it in a web so that I could show you how I'm running it. You can use your mobile application here also, so that's not at all a big deal. I'm just showing it using this. See, so this part, you can see this part, right? I hope you all can see. So this is how your mobile screen will look like. See, this part, this whole putty, you can say, this whole is the app bar, and this is the body after this. Got it? So in this app, this where it is written weather app, this whole putty is app bar, and the body is this screen after this putty. Got it? Yeah. Body is used to specify its main user interface, and app bar is used to specify its header user interface. As it is showing, that is what shown there, that header is just defining the application name. You could add some actions there, like if you need to make the page to a favorite page, such actions you could also add in that. That we'll describe later when we'll talk about the app bars in detail. So here we'll talking that what are the functions of the app bar and the body. And body UI is built using center widgets or any of the widgets. It's not necessary. In the in before, as we have discussed here, the body part has been created by center. So it is talking about the center. Okay, we can use any widget there. Center, container, scroll view, list view, any widget. The center widget has a property child. Center widget will have a property child which refers the actual content, and it is built using text field. It is talking about the specific scenario, this scenario. So it is talking about that center have child, and in that child we are using text field to define a particular text. That was all about what we have learned from the hierarchy and what this structure is describing. So let's move to the next. What is gestures? Flutter widgets support interactions through a special widget, gesture detector. It means if we will click to a particular widget, then something should be happen. So how could we do that? We could do that using gesture detector. So we could use gesture detector onto the means above to that particular widget we want to perform some activity. So gesture detector is an invisible widget. It's an invisible widget. It just helps the particular widget to be perform some action when we'll click to that particular widget. Okay. So gesture detector is an invisible widget having the ability to capture user interaction such as tapping, dragging, or a child widget. Many native widgets of Flutter support interaction through the use of gesture detector. Many native widgets of Flutter support interaction. Interaction, it is as we have talked about, it is used if we'll tap to the particular widget, what will be happen. So it help us to make that scenario. So what we are using it, interaction, we are making an interaction with the widget. We can also incorporate interactive features to the existing widget by composing it with the gesture detector widget. We will learn the gesture separately in the upcoming chapters. Okay, we will talk about this in the upcoming chapters. I'll show you how we can make the gesture detector onto the particular widget. We just need to know that the widget we want to interact with, that should be come in the child of the gesture detector widget. We can also use Inkwell as well in that gesture detector, and Inkwell is also used for that. So we'll we'll also learn where we'll use gesture detector and Inkwell. So there's one more widget will almost works like gesture detector, Inkwell, that is. Concepts of state. Flutter widget supports state maintenance by providing a special widget, stateful widget. Let me show you what we are talking about as stateful widget. I hope I have used. See, here I am extended the home page with the stateless widget, right? Here also I could use stateful also here, and it will give me certain functionality, certain native widgets if I extend it by stateless or stateful widget. So that we'll discuss later, that by when we'll use stateful, when we'll use stateless widget. So stateful widget will also be written here like this in this functionality C, but we don't need to make it here. For that we'll have to make a state, that we'll discuss later. I just told you that this is how we extend the stateful widget, and its functionality also we could use after expanded it. Stateful widget needs to be derived from stateful widget to support state maintenance, and all other widgets should be derived from stateless widget. Others should be derived from stateless, and the supporting with support to the stateful has been derived from that. Flutter widgets are reactive in nature, as it's a biggest feature of Flutter, that Flutter widgets are reactive in nature. This is similar to React.js, and stateful widget will be auto re-rendered whenever its internal state is changed. The re-render is optimized by finding the difference between old and the new widget UI and rendering only the necessary changes. So it is talking about the reactivity of the reactiveness of the Flutter, and the Flutter stateful widgets help in that. So whenever the changes happen, it this particular widgets help us to initiate that changes, the particular changes on. So it's all talking about that. I have told you where you can use this stateful widget, right? So next is layers. The most important concept of Flutter framework is that the framework is grouped into multiple categories in terms of complexity and clearly arranged in layers of decreasing complexities. Means the one having the highest complexity is the upper layer or the topmost layer, right? Having the composition of widgets in it. Okay, so as we come to the next level, from the decreasing the complexity, as we go to the down, the complexity also decreases. So it's that a layer is built using its immediate next level layer. So layer is built, a particular layer is built by its next level layer. So as I have told you, okay, so we could take an normal life example there. We can Yeah, as yeah, organ systems has been made through organs, right? So that organ is itself a layer, and it makes an organ system, that's a particular layer. So a particular layer is made up of a different layers. Got it? A next level layer. The topmost layer is which is specific to Android and iOS. Topmost layer is that the framework you are using. It could be Android or iOS. The next level, the next layer has all Flutter native widgets. The next layer is rendering layer, which is low level layer, rendered components and renders everything in the Flutter app. Layers goes down to the core platform specific code. So that we'll discuss with this diagram. So the platform we are using, the specific widget we are using for a particular platform, so that is the topmost layer. Under that we have widgets, under that we have renderings, under that we have animations, painting, gestures, under that we have foundation. As the you know as it has told you, which is low level rendered component renders everything in the Flutter app. Layers goes down to a core platform specific code. Core platform specific code, it goes down and we'll meet to the core platform specific code. Then we have foundation, then we have C++ engine, and then platform specific embedded. Um, as we have discussed in the low level language and high level language and middle level language. So the high level language is that, so this particular is that you have created a iOS app, you have created the Android app, this is showing this only. Okay, under that you have widgets, under that you have rendering, under that you have animations, painting, gestures, under that you have foundation, under to that you have engines, under that you have a specific embedded platform. Okay, so it's like that, layers of Flutter. What we have summarized from the above, we could discuss it there. In Flutter, everything is a widget, and a complex widget is composed of already existing widget. We have discussed it, that my app has been created by Material app. Material app has home property, which where we are using home page or home screen. There we are using scaffold, and under that we have abbas and a body. Under body we are using center, under center we are using child, in the child we are using text. So this is how it works. Interactive features can be incorporated whenever necessary using gesture detector widget. Yeah, that we have discussed. The state of the widget can be maintained whenever necessary using stateful widget. That we have discussed. We have could use full widget also. We have discussed that. Flutter offers layered design so that any layer can be programmed depending on the complexity of task. True. So that was all about today. That these were the summary. I hope you all got understood about. We have studied few concepts today. That is, first of the widgets, its hierarchy, gesture detector, how it is useful, stateful widget, how we can extend it. We'll discuss with an example later, but the main concept of this we have discussed, and I hope you all get understood that also. So after that, the layers and the complexity, how the complexity goes down, decreases when we goes down. So that we have all discussed today. So it was all about this session. In the next session we'll discuss the next topic, we'll come with the next topic, and learn the next concept of Flutter. I hope you all guys have understood it, and definitely you all should incorporate these things, learn these things, just do practice of these things, then only you all get the concepts. So thank you so much. That was all about today. Thank you. Bye.